All right, so today's lesson is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to explain the trading environment. The trading environment, or understanding the reality of the trading environment, is absolutely foundational, and it is what professional traders have in their mind that allows them to basically trade and not tilt. All right, first thing is you have to understand the difference between the trading environment and the real world. In the real world, you have cause and effect. All right, and we see in the real world or the material world, we see examples of this. If you drop something, it falls, right? Because of gravity. Drop something, it falls every time. That's cause and effect, right? If you, I don't know, get on and go work out, you're gonna burn calories, and calorie reduction will lead to weight loss. It has to happen. It's a foundational law. Another example would be, if there is no light, you can't see. So if there's no light, you can't see, right? So I mean, this is so obvious. This is the real world. You want other examples? You work hard, or you study, do your homework, you get good grades, or something like that. But the point here is that it's 100%. Now, not every example. Well, I mean, any physical law, right, is 100%. I don't want to use the other examples, but you get the point. All right, it's 100%. There is 100% certainty because of cause and effect. It's a law. All right, that is in the real world. That is in the real world. All right, meaning that it's not 99%. It's not 80%. It's not 70%. It's not 40%. It's none of that. So that this is a real world environment. The real world has the law of cause and effect. All right. But in a trading environment, there is no cause and effect. Now, I'm not talking about Wyckoff's, that law they made up, whatever it is, that, okay, you have a cause and then you have an effect, meaning there's a base and then there's a projection that goes to a target on a point and figure chart. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that there is no cause and effect, meaning if this, then that. There's no, for example, if you take a look at a chart and say, if we have a breakout on high volume and it breaks multiple highs and there's relative strength and etc., 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 it's going to work, right? There's nothing like that. You can't say if the NASDAQ is going up, then the S&P is going to go up, and now there's a breakout and I'm going to get in, and now they're both going to go. No, there's nothing like that. There's no cause and effect. This is key thing that must be understood. There is no cause and effect in the trading environment. All right. Now, someone may argue, they say, oh, no, what about this quote-unquote law that says, if supply is greater than demand, price goes down, and if demand is greater than supply, price goes up. Yeah, but for how long, and, how do you know that it won't change? It's so momentary that you don't know if it's going to flip backward. Meaning demand is greater than supply, and then supply becomes greater than demand and just start going down again. So from a perspective of setups and signals, there is no cause and effect in the trading environment. All right, this is I can't explain how important it is to understand this. When you talk about thinking in probabilities, right? This is the foundation of thinking probabilities. That right there is the foundation of thinking probabilities. It's not just saying, okay, this is 40%, 30%. It's one level deeper than that is understanding there's no cause and effect in the trading environment. Right? Meaning that, everything is aligned. You've done all the check boxes, right? Or checklist or whatever. Still, there is no guarantee, there's no certainty. Even if it worked many times before, it can work now and may not work now. Why? Because there's no cause and effect in the market environment. Especially in the trading environment. In the trading environment, there's no cause and effect. So this is the foundation of thinking probabilities. So what does this mean? This means that there are probabilities which result in possibilities. All right, there are probabilities that result in possibilities, and this is on any single trade, this is the way to kind of think about it, that in this trade there's a possibility. It's a win, it's a loss, it's a break even. I might be winning and then it breaks even, or I might be winning and if I don't move my stop, it might hit it. So there are probabilities resulting in possibilities. That is the result of the fact that there is no cause and effect in the trading environment. As soon as you understand this, the next thing you will immediately subconsciously think is that these are possibilities. All right? So what you have to do is brace yourself for the possibility of loss. Possibility of loss or break even, whatever, right? And then you brace yourself for this, or prepare yourself. So for managing a win or the loss, now your focus needs to be here. All right. Now, one of the reasons is, you see new traders, right? They don't comprehend the possibility of loss. I don't know what it is, but or they cannot accept it, or they will just keep holding positions, etc. So what you need to do is prepare yourself for loss, meaning your focus needs to be here. You cannot be focusing on the win, because what happens is you blind yourself from the possibility of a loss when you focus on a win. It's just, I don't know if it's human nature, but this is what happens, that even though the market is printing a red bar and a red bar, you're unable to perceive it, or you're unable to accept it, or you're unable to change your focus from the win to a loss and saying it'll be okay, it'll come back, or whatever. So the idea is prepare yourself for the loss, and that means you have to focus on the risk, and it's not only that. When you're preparing yourself for a loss, you focus on the possibility, because I forgot about this. We're focusing on possibilities, right? Focus on you prepare for yourself for a loss by focus on the possibility of loss. And if this happens, this is what's required to cut the losing trade. All right. So and that in itself is a major skill. And what happens is, when you have this skill, you're able to just go in the market, in and out of the market. You're able to just go in and out of the market, meaning You see a setup, you're able to go. If it doesn't work, you cut it, you lose half the amount that you originally planned for. That in itself allows you to go in again later on when a trade presents itself. Why? Because the damage done from half the loss doesn't, I don't know, maybe I should say it doesn't hurt as much or something like that. And it allows you to still maintain your confidence. All right? So it's really important to understand this, that the trading environment, there's no cause and effect resulting in possibilities, and the possibility of loss is what you should focus on. And when you do that, as soon as you're ready to perceive that the loss is about to occur, and then jump on cutting the risk, meaning instead of going for it to go to the loss, you basically exit the position, and you have like the way your mind perceives it is that if, let's just say, I don't know, $1,000 loss, right? But you cut it at 500. What happens is you actually feel more in control, and you feel like you saved the other 500. That, there's something about that allows you to maintain a level of confidence, which will then later allow you to re-enter on another opportunity, and very likely, you could have a win. And if you do have a loss, and if you're able to cut it again, the fact that you're cutting it and it's not the market taking that away from you, but you acting taking the step, this is like, there's something about this that's actually empowering. When you cut your loss because you accepted the possibility of the loss, because you understand that there's no cause and effect, and so you cut your loss, it's more than about putting yourself in control. It's actually empowering and enables you to then trade and actually get winners. And your perception of the market information is not damaged. And your confidence to execute is not damaged. Whereas if you have a big stop loss and you're just waiting and it's coming down and it's coming down, and your mind justifies, oh, it might go up, and it continues to go down, give you a green candle, you become happy, then it gives you a red candle, it's like, oh my, what's going on? And it goes down and down, then it hits it. When the market stops you out like that, there is, I don't know what to call it, but there's psychological damage. There's damage, but I can't really explain it. It's some type of because what happens is the trader expected to win, but instead he lost. So the expectation was flipped on its head. When the win becomes a loss, it creates doubt, and it creates pain, and it creates a lot of other things. So that if it happens again and again, it will lead to tilt. When that tilt happens, that's when literally there's no way to make money, because the perception, your ability to perceive and process information is down the drain, and cannot make money that way. So, all right. So, this is the point. All right. So, there's no cause and effect in the market. There's only possibilities, and you must focus on the possibility of loss. And as you see that you're about to lose, if you can cut the trade instead of the trade hitting the stop, you will be less likely to tilt. It will actually empower you to understand that you were able to do something about it, and you will save and literally put money in your pocket, the money that was saved by not letting it go to the stop. And then this puts you in a much better mental framework for the next trade. So this is a key skill, and there's a lot of psychology. I don't know how to explain it, but it is very important to be able to cut losses before the stop gets hit. All right, and understand that if you have that ability, somehow it just results in wins on subsequent trades. It just, I don't know what it is, but you're able to get back in on another opportunity, risk very little, and you'll at least break even and then start going to wins. That's just the way it is. Whereas if you have a stop and it gets hit, you don't feel good, and then the next one gets hit, you don't feel too good, and the third one you have doubts. This third trade entry, you have doubts, and so basically you just have to, it's really important to be able to cut losses, and the only way that's going to happen is if you believe that there's no cause and effect in the market, leading to acceptance of possibilities, leading to preparing for the possibility of loss, leading to being able to cut the trade, leading to empowerment, trader empowerment, and continued ability to execute without tilting, which eventually leads to wins and accumulation of wealth. Literally, this is what happens. All right, take care, bye.